rest, and the green and white upon my chest. It's such a joy for us to see, 'cause they play football the Celtic way. It's been 10
Long time indeed. I always start singing that. Hello, welcome on to another edition of Terrace TV TikTok. I'm your host, Tobias Juggimus, as I always like to say, also known as Toby in the Box. Today we've got Micheala with us. Micheala, how are we doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm smashing, pal. Thanks very much first of all, for coming on, giving up your time.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, wee bit of days a wee bit different. We will talk about Celtic at the moment, but this is a wee journey through the years of being a Celtic fan. So, whether it be the lights under the night, nights under the lights at Celtic Park, whether it be maybe reminiscing about Henrik Larsson, your first European game, your first cup game, Scott Brown's your favourite player, or James Forrest, whatever. You know what I mean? We'll go through all that. And that's pretty much it. Before we start, just a big shout out to We Frame, as always, even We Frames is Michael, very kindly sponsored. So if you're looking for any bespoke frames like this, give him a wee shout. That's your Paul McStay one. And there's loads and loads of different teams there as well. He's also started branching out into doing music. So Oasis or whatever, that sort of stuff, you like that. Get We Frames a follow on the Facebook. Right, without further ado, Micheala, thanks, as I say, very much for coming in. As I always start, the very first question to everybody is, how did you become a Celtic fan?
Just quite literally all my immediate family, all big Celtic supporters. My sister's always been a season ticket holder, so it's pretty much just been ingrained in me since I can remember, really. I didn't really have a choice, but no, I'm glad that I was kind of just brought up in a big Celtic household, and it's always just been part of my life, really. So it's just like I say, it's just everybody that's in my household are massive Celtic fans, so it's just something that I don't remember a really sort of pinpoint moment, just being part of me always.
Right. That's it. They say the team picks you. You don't pick the team.
It is.
You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. Again, I always say this to everyone. That was the choice I had. It was my dad was a Rangers fan, so I broke the mold and went to so pure madness. But that's what it is. You're saying there obviously like your family's influence and all that. So people growing about like your sisters obviously a big part of that. And what's your earliest memory? What's your earliest memory of Celtic, would you say?
It's so hard to say, because I feel like when you've been I've had my season ticket for like 13 years now or something like that, and I've been going like well before that as well, so it's hard to kind of pinpoint one moment where I was like, that's my first game, that's my first memory. But I don't really know, to be honest. Like there's no like one match I'm like, that's my first Celtic game. The first sort of early memory I have, I'm pretty sure my dad took me to my first game, and it was a league game, and I can't remember who we were playing, but we were sitting right next to the away fans, and I feel like it might have been Hearts or something. They were very like sort of rowdy, and I must have been about 8 or something like that. But that's like my first kind of memory. And then like another thing that comes to mind is like every Celtic and Rangers game, like my house would just be like, all my dad's pals would come up and they'd just all be like getting ready to go to the game, and I'd just be like 8, pure jealous wanting to go with them. So that's another thing that comes to mind as well.
Good stuff. So, growing up, then, obviously you've said there are a lot of people around about your house, big family influence, your dad's friends and that. What does it mean then? Obviously, you're quite lucky. The fact that myself, we stay fairly relatively close to the ground. So, growing up, about Celtic Park or whatever, how did that feel that the ground was on your doorstep?
But I can quite literally see Celtic Park from my kitchen window, so I have been quite fortunate in that sense, because obviously there's fans that aren't local, and you take it for granted a wee bit, because we have got such a, like people say, support your local, and it's just I'm fortunate that my local team's been quite successful. So it's been good, and like I say, at times you do take it a wee bit for granted, but it's brilliant to have your local with such a big team like Celtic.
Aye. So you were saying obviously there. So basically, it's good. That's why I was like, who took your game? Your dad took you the game, and then that feeling that you think it might have been Hearts. See, have you got a memory of walking out the first time you seen the pitch? Now, a lot of people think that first time they got to the stairs or Or even the
Mm.
new, do you still get that feeling when you walk out and
Mm.
see the park? Or
I see, like probably European nights when you go in and there's a set like there's just a different atmosphere when it's a European game. Like everybody's just up for it. It's just maybe not so much this season and if like but see I'm talking like maybe 5, 10 years ago the place was just buzzing it's just it's the noise that hits you before you even walk in that's such a big thing and um people just don't stop singing the full way like, throughout the games. It's just Hampden Park. I think when we're at games in Hampden, I know I'm saying no this season with the home games, but I think even Hampden, that the atmosphere of the games never change. Like they're probably the best game atmosphere I would do. Because it's just constant, like it's good, but definitely the noise I would say.
aye, I get that myself. European nights is really special.
Mm,
But even midweek games now with the lights, the way that they've got the
mm,
disco lights, we'll call them, because that's what I
mm,
want anyway. But I remember the first time it was they were getting switched on. I was
mm.
actually doing at Leeds for work, and we're in the meeting first thing in the morning, and my boss Jason's like, big man, you know, got to the game tonight? And I was like, well, no, because I'm not going to get away from here in time, and I need to get the train. And what time's your train at? I'm like, 4:30, 4:45. He's like, you'll not make it. You know what I
Aye,
mean? And he's
putting
like,
it fine.
fine. Aye, so we went for lunch, and he came back and he said, there's a train at 2:30, 2:45. I says, aye, I know. I says, but I need to wait. He went, no, you don't. You're gone. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget it. It was absolutely fantastic. Managed to get up the road in time, home, changed, up to the Grun, good half hour before kick off,
That's
into my
brilliant.
seat, waiting for it to come on. And I was like, this is brilliant, you know what I mean?
Mm.
and I was amazing. And then the next day I goes into work and he's in work. He's like, what about the lights? You were brilliant, weren't you? I was like, how do you know? He went, I left literally 5 minutes after you, mate. He went, I was driving, so I knew I would get there in time. I was just driving straight up. It was like, all right. So he just drove straight right up and parked and
Mhm,
went straight to the game for work. You know what I mean? So
mhm,
it was absolutely fantastic. But
brilliant.
the nights, as you say, like even Hampden's a bit different. You're always on your feet. And I find that at away
Mhm,
games as well, Micheala. I find that going to
mhm.
away games is a totally different atmosphere, and there's a constant singing. You know what I mean? It's
Aye,
mad. And
I get that.
that should happen at Celtic Park. I know we're going through a wee bit of issue with the GB and that,
Mhm,
but that should still happen. The way I see it is take the GB out of the equation and the boys out of the equation, right?
mhm.
Well, the 500 between them, say, right, I'm not being trying to hang here, but
Yeah.
that would be still 7,000 fans at Ibrox. It made a noise. And
Mhm.
maybe the GB were there to start it, or the boys were there to start it, but
Aye.
surely between us, and you've seen it there at the weekend there. I mean,
Aye.
the atmosphere was there. And
I
it's
actually
sad that
thought
the
that
fans aren't in.
aye, the atmosphere was a wee bit better on Saturday.
Yep.
I was saying that me and my sister spoke about this loads of times. Like there was like as much as the Green Brigade and boys they bring a good atmosphere. There was life before them, and the atmosphere was there. So it's just we've got to find a way of sort of getting that back and not relying on certain sections of the stadium because it's going on to the park and you want to back the team in the best way that you can. So aye,
Well, that's it. You said that there was atmosphere there before these groups came along.
aye, there
And it
was.
showed that on the weekend there. It showed that at the weekend that the atmosphere was there. And as you said, people just need to, and it's just about getting that urge and getting that
Aye.
start and getting maybe, if you're there with maybe 4 or 5 year mates, starting it. Because if the five
Mhm.
of you start something, the people around about you start, even I've done it myself, you
Aye, I
just
know,
start
me
yourself and
too.
you just shout. People get a wee bit angry looking at you and go, oh,
Aye.
that guy's what? And then before you know it, there's another 4 or 5
Mhm.
along for you singing, and somebody behind you starts with him. And before you know it, it's
Mhm.
rippling right round the ground. So, listen, it's the atmosphere is needed, especially now coming into the last bit of the season where it's really
It's
important. But
tight.
aye, we'll see that. But we had a good weekend. We did have a good weekend. We've got the victory. Hearts get beat, and
Mhm.
that's what really matters to me because
Aye.
we're chasing Hearts. Everybody else is
Yep.
chasing us to chase
Yep.
Hearts. So I'm not
Aye,
worried about your
100%.
St Mirrens, your Motherwells, and Rangers. I mean, I'm just worried about catching Hearts, and the fact that we're only 2 points behind now, it
Yep.
means we beat them. It means we beat
Mhm.
them, and that brings us, it takes us above them. But we need to beat our other games and that until there, and there's a lot of if buts and maybes, but we
Mhm.
concentrate on your football. That's what really matters to me. You know
I
what I
know,
mean?
and that was a tough fixture list that we've just had to get through the 4 or 5 games there. Like going into them, I was
Six,
like, nah,
aye.
there's no way. But we actually done really well. A lot better than I thought we were going to do. So I think beating Motherwell as well. That's like a statement one because they've probably for me been the best team in the league this season.
Aye. Out with Hearts have been the best. Well, they've been the best football inside Motherwell. Know what I mean? They're just
Aye.
no basically up there. But as you said, 16 days it was. Aberdeen, Stuttgart, 2 against Rangers, and then
Tough.
and Motherwell, and they were away, and then home. Know what I mean? So they were all hard games, and we've come through it really well. Somebody would have said before, yeah, that was with the outcome of the games. You'd have took it. Know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
But aye, so growing up, obviously you were saying there that you've had your season for about 13 plus years. So but you've been going before that.
I got it during the Ronnie Dyler era when a lot of people stopped going. That's when I managed to get one.
Brilliant, and that's it.
That's also when I managed to get to my first away game, so I took advantage of it.
Definitely, mate, definitely. So on that period, looking back then at the times, who would be your player growing up then? What would be your obviously take Larson because everybody says Larson, right?
Oh yeah, I'm too young to remember prime Henrik Larsson. I wish I wasn't because what a player. But my first player that I remember loving, I've got two that come to mind actually. Boruk and Samaras. They were the two that when I was younger, I just loved them. I thought Boruk was an absolute maniac and I loved it. And he was a good keeper as well. And Samaras, I just had a soft spot for him. I don't know why. Quite bit of an unpredictable player, but he was great.
You knew within the first 10 minutes if Samaras was going to be on it or he was off it. That's because he would take a touch and go by 2-3 players and you go, he's up for it today. And if he didn't, if he just ran into them, you're like, oh, he's not for the game, he's not for the races. So. And Boruk was a different entity altogether. Arthur was, he's out there. He was right out there.
He was just great, and he still
borderline maniac.
He still loves Celtic as well, which is just a lot of our players do. To be fair, like past players, but him especially.
That's it. You say that there, you're right, because once they come and they leave, I mean, I watched the thing the other day where Scott Brown was on it, and he was saying like, I think he's like a Hibs fan, but he said about Celtic, and he went, what do you mean? He says, well, I was a Hibs fan growing up, but once you signed for Celtic and once I played there, he said after like 3 or 4 seasons, it was as if it was always Celtic. You know what I mean? He said, and I still got a spot for Hibs, but it's Celtic's my team now, and that's it. You know what I mean? And that's brilliant. Even if you heard Joe Hart and all, he didn't get it until he came, and then when he came, he's like, oh my God, this is something everybody needs to experience and all that. So brilliant. But so you had, obviously you're saying there you had Arthur the goalie and then big Samaras, you know what I mean, the Gazelle with the silky hair and all that. Is there any other players out there that you thought maybe were underrated? You know what I mean? Players you go, they didn't get as much credit as they were due, or?
Do you know who I think it's a wee bit more recent years, but see Carl Starfelt, I don't think he got, I think he was a player that was overlooked a lot. I think see that partnership he had with Carter Vickers, their win rate that they had, I just think he went really unnoticed a lot of the time. Like I feel like he was just overlooked. He didn't get enough appreciation that I thought he would. Do you want one for like the current squad as well, or just
if you want, no, if you want.
I think James Forrest, I think he's never got the sort of like appreciation that he probably should. I think for him to be like one of the 3 that have got over 100 goals and assists, and like he scored every season since 2010. Like I just think he's probably been. I know he's not the most consistent player, but I just think in our fan base he doesn't get a lot of the appreciation that he probably should. But I think like one club man, like it's rare to find these days as well. So probably they two I would say.
I think Starfelt, you're totally right. I think what the reason with Starfelt was is he done his job. He just got on and done his job. He didn't do anything fancy. He didn't take any risks. He just done his job. And people just go, well, that's what he's there for. But they don't see the bigger picture. That's it. But on Jamesy, I totally agree with you 110%. Wee Forrest does not get the plaudits he deserved. As soon as he has a bad game, people want to get him off. He's hopeless. I've got guys running about me who've been shouting about him for years, right? He's been absolute dire. He's been mince. He's been this. He's been that. And then I sit and I say, well, remember these games? Remember that game? That was Forrest. Remember that game? That was Forrest. Remember? Oh, aye. I went, and just what you said. Every single season for X, Y, and Z, he scored a goal. And that one last season was the last time and all that. You think he's not going to get it. He scores. That continues. This season he gets it.
That was some moment.
at the weekend there, they've got the same guys who are berating him are shouting, "Come on, get Forrest on, get Forrest on."
Aye, I
Last 4
know,
seasons have been that. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
And you can't win. So, but I think once James hangs the boots up, I think then, and I've said this about a few players. I mean, like Greg Taylor left, and people said, he's nothing, he's this and that. Didn't realise how
Aye.
much they miss Greg Taylor. You know what I mean? And that'll be
Actually,
the
was
same with James Forrest.
he was definitely underrated as well, Greg Taylor, I would say. He had his moments, but I think, see, that's the time he had under Ange. He was some player. He was really good.
They let him express himself, he pushed him forward a bit, let him go and get a free
Aye.
run. And you see that with Donovan at the game.
Mm-hmm.
Toby had a point where he was up the right on wing, and then the guy next to me, what's he doing away at left back? He's covering, he's just tracking, he's just followed the man, you know what I mean? And
He did, he had a good game yesterday.
You know what I mean? And then he got injured right after that run. He done that run, ran back, cleared the ball, and then he was injured. So, but people will know that. I think we're quick to judge Celtic fans if somebody's not doing it right away, quick to judge and the jury's out on them and all that. And but I think once wee Forrest hangs the boots up, he'll be missed. He will be missed.
Oh, 100%.
As you say, a one-man club. There's no very many players out there who stick that with their career. The last guy we had as well was Paul McStay. That's the last guy I remember being at Celtic for his full career, and he was touted to go to Italy and all this, but just stayed with Celtic, and you don't get many players like that now. So absolutely fantastic. If there was one player you could bring back in their prime, I probably know who it's going to be because you've already said you like to see them, but who would it be?
As to Larsson's like the obvious answer, innit? Let me think. So
out with Henrik, and so everybody would probably say Henrik.
I'll not give you an obvious answer then. Right. Do you know what? Just going with the current squad and where we're probably lacking the now, I would bring back prime Odsonne Edouard because we're lacking that, like, just big striker up front. Like we just need somebody that's going to bang in the goals. And see, Edouard, like even the season people said that he chucked it. He was still the top goal scorer that season. Like definitely him. I think his goal tally for us was great. So I'd probably say Edouard. There's probably other ones that I could say, but he's the first one that came out in my head just because of the squad that we've got the new, and that's probably the position I feel we're lacking the most, you know.
I think the forward line is a wee bit light.
It's not great.
Knowing exactly where the goal is. I mean, he would be just turning and shooting.
Exactly.
I would say on that same point, I would love to have Lee Griffiths back right now.
His tally as well was really good.
You know what I mean? And just automatically knew where the goal was and things like that. So but Henrik would be brilliant. Everybody would say Henrik, you know what I mean? But as you're saying, like Odsonne Edouard, and even I'm going to go further back and say, like, when I was growing up, people like obviously Charlie Nicholas was good for Celtic. I remember him a wee bit, but Frank McAvenny, you know what I mean? Andy Walker, like, I don't even use Andy Walker the time of day now, man. I just can't. He's on the radio talking rubbish about Celtic. I've been on a couple of times and given him his character for it.
There's a few actions like that.
Aye, that's it. But that's one I always get a debate where who would you bring back in their prime, or
that's tough. There's quite a few, I think.
That is it, because there's players out there. As you said, you've went for a specific position at this moment in time because you go, well, we're lacking the new, so that would be it. I mean, you could do that. I know that people would say, let Joe Ledley come back, or I don't know. Let's think at the back, Big Baldy. A lot of people would say Bobo Baldy as well, because it was no nonsense, just going on the ball. Keeper wise, Boric would probably be up there. I mean, Joe Hart's no long left, and people were saying, I wish he was still there. You know what I mean? And it's mad. It's mad. The guy he's away 2 seasons. People saying, I wish we still had Joe Hart. He's only retired. He's not. I mean, it's not as if it's 10 years down the line.
I know.
But that's what these guys bring you. That's what the players have got that you'll remember. And that's just how I always say. I know it. See this season, if Dyson Maeda goes and Rio Hatate go, if we win the league and they're instrumental in us winning that league, people remember them for years. If we don't win the league this season and they leave, you'll remember them, but you'll not remember. I mean, I put pictures up sometimes of players and ask who they are, and they go, I can't remember who that is. And I'm saying, seriously? I mean, he scored maybe like 19 goals in midfield or something. They go, no, I can't even remember him. And just gloss over it, and because it's not the main thing. But Obviously, you've got on a t-shirt there. It's got a few kits on it, and we've got
It
some
has,
kits behind us here.
aye.
What would be your favourite home kit of all time? Have you got any? You got a favourite home kit?
Oh,
And people always say us they never change their two, they're green and whites, but the day you can
no,
look at the
I
difference, you
think
can see the difference.
I think there's always like wee subtle differences every year. It's the same sort of idea, but there's always aye. Do you know I loved the 2012, you know, the anniversary one.
Gold,
Aye, and it had like
alphabet.
no, it
Aye, they
was
go.
that's aye,
Is it
that's the
Living Lions
20
one?
no,
The anniversary?
it's
No,
like I think it was it 2012, I think it was. Was it the 125th?
fifth
Is that the
anniversary. Aye,
125th? Is that the one?
no
They
doubt.
had like it's like a really like iconic sort of black one as well to match. You know the one I'm thinking of? It's pretty sure it was 2012.
Right.
You go
So
to
the
it?
black strip. So the 2012 one would be. I know what you're saying. It had it's got tenants, the wee tenants. Not
Aye,
that one.
tenants, yeah,
The wee
aye,
tenants underneath it.
aye, aye.
But what Victor Wanyama when we played Barcelona on that
Aye,
season.
aye,
Aye,
that's that sort of
aye.
iconic one that comes to mind.
Aye, so
That's
it's got the
probably
Celtic stuff around the badge. That's what you were thinking, wasn't it?
aye. I knew it was
And
all
then
over the one side with the badge.
was that the one where the away tap was like you done that and it had the tricolour on it?
Aye, that's the one.
Aye,
I
aye.
liked that home and away kit that season. That was good.
Yeah. Aye, I'm always I'm a right behind me. I'm 88. I'm always stuck in 88. I love
Mm,
88 stuff. All that this was like a remake of 86. I love street stuff. So
mhm,
I'm a retro. But the the tenants the black away one with the tricolour on the
mhm,
sleeves when you folded it was really good because some players had it up
mhm,
and showing it and some players had it down no showing it. So it was pretty mad that we had a
mhm,
tap that you could wear. It was a wee bit different. So obviously that was your home kit, your away kit. Just talk about that and all there. So we've got like the sponsors, Callum, we've got there, we've got tenants, we've got Daffabet. When you see a specific strip, for instance, so you've
mhm,
got your taps on there, right? So
mhm.
when you see a specific kit, so see you've got the Bumblebee tap, who would you recognise with that? Who would you say that was your first player? And then when you seen a sponsor on a tap, who would be the player that you think first of all?
You know the yellow one for like was it 2002? I always think of Larson for some reason. Um,
Aye, NTL Digital.
that's the one. I
Aye.
always think of Larson. For some reason, even though I was too young, I just like videos and that. What else? Probably what you were saying, Wanyama with that 2012 one. Tony Watt. There's quite a few ones.
And the tenants ones I always think you like it's like your Yammers and that, but Charlie Mulgrew.
I was about
You
to
know what I
say
mean?
Charlie Mulgrew, so weird you said that. I like Joe Ledley. You've got like Chris
Yep.
Commons, Gary Hooper, and all that squad.
That was an
Aye,
iconic team with an iconic strip, know what I mean?
it was. It
And
was.
that's how I've got it right up there,
Mm,
but that's a remake one, right?
mm,
Because my one's got the tenants bit is it was missing, and I
mm-hmm.
sent it away and paid £24 to get a new tenants on it.
All
So I
right.
did. Sent it away to an organisation that does the rebranding stuff for you. So
Mm-hmm.
absolutely fantastic. But I like that, and then obviously you were saying there, no NTL with the. I remember we had the broken hoops. You probably don't remember. We had Viduka at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
we had broken hoops. They were calling it. And I was saying this to a boy I know previously. It got NTL on it, but it got recalled because it was all bobbly.
All right.
And I'm not taking that back. I'm keeping that. And you need to take it back. You need to get a new one. It's all falling apart and all that. And I was like, no. So I just saved up my money and went and bought another one. You know what I mean? And I've
Aye.
got two taps, and one is like it's bobbly there and bobbly there,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, no, that's an original. And it was a boy
Uh-huh.
said to me, you can shave them off, just use a razor and just nice and shave them off, and then just keep it away. And that's what I do. You know what I mean? I'm just like keep
Mm-hmm.
that for timing, but mad.
That's
We always
the
like the strips,
retro.
right? Aye, that's what I was going to say. We all like strips. So the retro strips, what
Aye.
about them? Do you like them?
Aye. So probably no like as far back, but the was it 2003, 2004. There's a black away kit and no kit, but the top I've been looking for it for a few years and I just can't get it anywhere.
Black and gold, Carlin on it.
Aye.
I've got it.
Aye,
I'll send you a
can
link. I know.
Give me a line of it.
I'll get you the link to get one. I paid £130 for it.
130 quid. I probably would cost about that, but that's the kit I've wanted for a wee while. I just can never seem to find it.
When I bought that, it was during that lockdown period. Wasn't spending any money because you couldn't go anywhere.
Aye.
I invested in quite a few Celtic taps. I need to actually dig them out and show you them. Bought a couple of taps that were used for Henrik Larsson game, his last game, like the game, not the testimonial game. It was like his well, would have been a testimonial, but he shouldn't have had it because he was there for 10 years. But I've got a tap for that, 2 taps for that game. In fact, it's got Larsson on it, like doing his celebration, like a silhouette and things like that. So I was been through a period of buying taps, and then I was like, "What am I doing, man?" But the black, people are the Black Magic, man. So Sterling Petrov, who always reminds me of that. That's who that reminds me because I'll tell you about that tap, the original tap. So we played Manchester United. So we did in a testimonial. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Roy Keane's. It might have been no, it wouldn't have been. I think it might have been Roy Keane. Can't remember now, but we played them anyway. And coming out the ground, I was talking to a wee guy in his dan. The wee guy on a Celtic scarf and all that, and he didn't have a Man U kit on or nothing. Just had a Celtic scarf, and he was talking. And I was like, "They'll no for Glasgow." I said, he's like, "Oh, he does that." No, obviously I'm a Celtic man and the wee man's Celtic fan and all that, and this and that. And they went, "He just loves Celtic." I was like, "Here, your tap, wee man." Give him my tap, and Mum was like, "What are you doing?" That'll be a wee guy now. That's a wee guy for life now, supporting Celtic. You know what I mean?
See, I was seeing videos like that on like TikTok and that at the Stuttgart away game there, and there was like that same thing, basically what you've just said there. Those people fought with wee guys, and I was like, they're going to remember that forever. Like, it's nice. It
is, and it's if you can, I always say that and all it. If you can pass on Celtic to somebody else that's not a Celtic fan, and then it becomes an infinity with them. That's their team, even though they're not for here. But it happens all the time. So, always ask us why. There's no any out there that I hate, right? But there's some strips that I dislike. Is there any strip that you go, I didn't really like that one, or I didn't get that for that reason?
Oh, do you know the 24-25, the away kit, the yellow one? Is that one behind you, and I've just pure insulted that.
Oh, she's mentioned it.
Oh no. It just reminds me of like a Norwich City top. I never liked it. I didn't like the home one. It was like the kind of like the stained glass window vibe. Didn't like that one either. I feel like Adidas have been kind of lacking in more recent years. I've not been a huge fan.
Aye, their designs on they're not really, how would you say, setting the heather on fire. They don't really change it up enough, or they don't make it iconic enough. I mean, what can you do with green and white hoops? People all say to you, well, a lot.
Aye.
I mean, you just look, but you look at that tap you've got on the new, look at the different strips that are there, the green and white ones. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. It's about thinking outside the box and trying to hang it up. But you've got on that people's one you've got in your tap, the away one. I hate it. I just couldn't get this. But I love it. No, I love it. See, looking back, I'm going, that was actually a good tap. You know what I mean? And that was but we used to have a white one. Big Pierre played in it. We used to call it Silk Cut because it like big lines. And McStay played and all. And it's like the 94 one. I'm sure it was 94, 95 season. It would have been that. Would have been the last kit I remember like that. I didn't like it, but I still got it. You know what I mean? It's one of the ones you still need to get it. And so, but that's that. We're talking there obviously earlier on about like European nights. Now, what has been your best European night you can remember being at Celtic Park?
Being it's kind of there's not really one that comes to mind.
Even if you watched it in the telly, because you might not have been able to get a ticket. You know what I mean?
I've not been as blessed to have as many good European nights as I'd like to remember, but the one that comes to mind watching in the house was obviously 2012 Celtic and Barca. I think we had something like, was it no, like 20% possession.
Aye, possession.
You know, it's just such an iconic night for so many reasons, and that was on the night of the 125th anniversary as well, I'm sure.
Yep, because we
It
had the
was,
big display in the crowd and all that night.
aye, and it's just probably one of the best nights I can remember. But I enjoyed. I mean, I know we didn't win, but I really enjoyed the Celtic and Man City 3-3.
3-3.
Aye, it's just a game I enjoyed. I thought we actually played a bit well that night. We probably deserved a wee bit more at the game, but probably they too. So the Barca one, I obviously watched that in the house, and then the Man City one, that's the one I remember sort of going to. There's obviously been other nights that we've enjoyed, but just not as many as I'd like.
I enjoyed, even though see sometimes people say, "Oh, you get beat. How can you enjoy that?" Because I actually enjoyed that. It was like Real Madrid coming to Celtic Park for me was just out of this world, and I was very, very, very fortunate to have tickets for over there in the return leg, which was something else to behold. And all seen a penalty get missed, seen Jota scoring a free kick, celebrating as if you're getting scalped, but you're still celebrating. Even he celebrated. I'm like, that's exactly celebrate that goal. You might never get another chance to do that. So
100%.
amazing. And being out there with your mates and all that, and just experiencing it, and I'd been to the Bernabeu a few times. I mean, but it was no Celtic game in it. It was just a visit and took her a different game, and same with the new camp. But Micheala played there with Barcelona, was something else and outstanding. But just things like that for me. I would say European. I loved. We played Man United, Celtic Park, and Nakamura scored a free kick.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that one. Wee bit young to remember that one, but I've obviously seen that it's such an iconic goal. I've obviously seen the highlights and stuff, but that would have been. Were you at that game?
Aye, I was there with Ryan Michaels, boy. There's a video somewhere on YouTube. He's on a Nokia 2110 or something coming out of the ground. Oh, I mean, but that was some game and all. It was the atmosphere, and it's just that it's like from start to finish. And I hope we get that back soon as well. Like the European nights of the Champions League, and don't get me wrong, Europa League's all right, but it's not the same calibre and the teams and that. And people go, "Aye, but the teams will come and they'll scalp you," but that's what it's all about for European football. You never actually know who you're going to get up against, and you do want it. Know what I mean? For years I've been shouting for Real Madrid, and they came out, man. I was like, oh my god, right? When's the away leg? And that was all I was focused on. I wasn't caring the other 3 or 4 games before it. I was just concentrating. When was that? How am I getting there? I'm getting time off work. Much is it going to cost? It doesn't matter how much it's going to cost. I'm going, and that was it. Know what I mean? So just madness.
See, I'm the same. You want to experience the best players coming to Celtic Park, like some of the best players in the world. Like we've had Modric, we've had so many iconic Messi, Ronaldo. We've had so many iconic players. So yeah, that's what you want. Like, obviously, Europa League it's kind of less quality players, but in teams, but. You know, I'd probably take I'd take Champions League any day because you got the best teams coming. It builds
that Barcelona team that season was the best footballing side for a long, long time, and we managed to somehow get a 2-1 win out it and play a position of football where you was backs against the wall, people were shouting about parking the bus, and it wasn't a bus; it was like a full yard of coaches parked up there, and you just say to yourself, how do we manage it? How do we pull it off? But nights like that will love you forever. Absolutely love
exactly.
You and no taking nothing away for Europa League or the Cup Winners' Cup or whatever they were called, UEFA Cup, because that UEFA run back under Martin O'Neill when he was here the first time was absolutely fantastic. Again, I went to that and went to games lead up to Liverpool, Blackburn Rovers, Stuttgart, Villarreal. It was all V's. Every team was a V, and it was like you were. And I remember the T-shirts came out. It'll be Victory in Seville v Porto, because that was we're putting a V in for the Porto, and obviously we didn't. We get cheated and all that, as that's what everybody keeps saying, and they wasted so much time. We get a guy sent off, and there's all these mad stories and all that. But European football is amazing, and it's a bonus to us how far we can get to go in it. But the bread and butter is the league.
Yeah.
And I always say that to people. And on that point, what would you say all the years of following Celtic would be your most emotional league win at home or away?
You know, I maybe not emotional, but see the first Glasgow derby back under Ange, it was like, not the first one, but it was the first one the crowd was all starting to get allowed back in, and Celtic won 3-0. Oh, do you remember the one? It was the nighttime game.
Yep.
Won
Aye.
3-0. It felt like a sort of like changing point because we went top of the league after that game, and it just felt like it sort of we could have scored a lot more goals that night, but I thought the atmosphere that night was just unbelievable. So it made me a wee bit emotional because I feel like Ange had to kind of come in, and that was a massive rebuild, and everybody was writing us out and all the rest of it. But that's probably maybe not my most emotional, but it's certainly up there. Just in more recent years, it was just.
Ange, some people say like a couple of more weeks of the bad results, and Ange would have probably been at the door, the same as Nancy didn't get Melon the 33 days or whatever, 33 days. So, but you could see the difference what Ange was trying to do. It was at the start of the season with the full season still to go. You seen there was chinks of improvement, and I think that's what that getting that opportunity to start the season to somebody coming in mid-season and not being able to add his own players in and bring in the type of people he wanted to play was going to be hard for Nancy. So, but Ange, he was something different, wasn't he?
I honestly, it can makes me emotional even to think about him. He was just unbelievable. But I was actually just going to say that I still can't get over the Nancy appointment. But that's a different story.
It was just good as one of the people be like, who? Oh, him. My God, I remember. I remember it, something about him, but I don't know what I mean. He would be remembered for that tactics board. That's what he'd be remembered for. Pulling out and showing people at Cal McGregor, where about you playing, going 3-4 and all this, and going, this guy's a top class player in our team. He's our captain. He's captained his country. He's played so many times, and you're trying to show him up on a board where you want me to. Just tell the guy what you want.
Just
and
madness.
I don't get it. I understand at half time you do all that and you say we're going to change your formation, we're going to play this, but don't take the side of the park.
Every 5 minutes.
Bring and you're changing it all the time. So I'm looking at the league wins for me, and the more I think about it, it probably changes every time now because the more I'm doing these, the more I'm thinking more about games. Scott Brown's one at Kilmarnock for me was outstanding. And another one that springs to mind is Tony Ralston.
That's the one that got me thinking either.
Up Dingwall, and it's like last minute one and all that, and my heart get through on the pitch and had to go and get it. People running on, and my mate's running away up to me own Moffat, halfway line, got my head low, and I'm like, oh, get off the pitch, man. And it's just things like that, and it was emotional, but emotional for me. No win, but I get very emotional when Larson was leaving. I was emotional. You know what I mean? I'd seen him all the years, and it was just like, where do we go for here? Where do we go for here? There's never going to be anybody like him coming in. You know what I mean?
He was my sister's hero. She still gets emotional to think about him, man.
Aye. And for me, latterly, Big Tam Rogic left, and I was just.
I actually did well up at that
absolutely
game.
distraught, man.
When he walked off the pitch and he was emotional, I literally started crying. I was like, it got me.
My mate Kevin's like, you all right? I was away. I was just bubbling my eyes out, man.
I was as well. It was sad. He's
but there's nothing wrong with that. Tears of happiness and joy at the same time as being sad that somebody's leaving. So he would probably be one of the players I would say bring back. That's what I'm very selfish that way.
He's probably one of my all-time favourites as well.
Big impact.
He was something else.
So you were saying there an favourite derby memory, obviously with that one. So we've covered that and all. But if you could relive one match that you might have seen on TV or you were actually at, what would that be?
Oh, if I could relive one I wasn't at, it would definitely be the Barca one. my sister was at that game. She was actually like on crutches, like heavily pregnant with my nephew, and she still went. I would definitely like to relive that. There's probably even like, let's see, the was it 2016? Was it the 5-1 Celtic and Rangers one as well? I was actually at that game, but that was just it's we were just relentless that day. We could have probably put
Aye.
a lot more past them as well. Dembele get his first hat trick and all that. It was just, that was a special game
Doing
as
that when
well.
remember he done that when he scored. Funny one.
Aye, is that the same game? What was the game? Was that the same game that Lustig takes the Polis's
Hat.
hat off?
Pose
Aye,
hat.
is that the same game? Aye, aye. I had a lot going on
Brilliant.
that game. Aye, that was a good game.
So this is a wee quick fire segment here. So just want, as soon as I say to just first answer comes in your head.
Right,
Know what I mean?
no pressure.
No. So if you one word to describe Celtic,
Passion.
passion. What's the best chant you've ever heard at the football? And there's been quite a few recently, I would say. Been good.
I like that. Right now, come on Celtic, he's a goal. That one. A lot of
Aye.
people don't. A lot of people don't like that. I like it.
Geez a go. I like that one too. Sign a player.
I hate
Oh,
that
that
come
I
on the
know.
hoops one. I think that needs to go. That come on the hoops needs to go. I don't like it.
I like that.
No, I don't like it.
It's still in the same vein as come on Celtic. Geez a go.
It is, I just don't like it.
I think come on the hoops it's just repetitive.
Mhm.
And people will sing it because it is repetitive. It's like the Martin O'Neill, just the same as that.
Aye.
And then they got that one they're saying Martin O'Neill, Sean Maloney, Martin O'Neill,
Aye.
Sean Maloney. You know what I mean? So there is quite a few. The funniest one I've heard, and I've said this on this before, Johnny Russo has come back to Dundee United and they're singing to the tune of Heartbeat. It's Johnny Russo is running down the wing. Johnny, oh Johnny Russo. And I'm like, oh my God. And I can't get it out
I've
of my head
even
once.
heard that.
Oh, so if you'd have watched the game of the day, you'd have probably had a wee bit of it as well. But if you could have a sit down, have a wee chat with a player, who would it be?
Past or present.
Anything at all, anytime.
Tommy Burns.
Burns, that's a good shout. Have you got a favourite goal? You ever remember a favourite goal? Obviously, we're talking about our goals here, but is there anyone that sticks in your mind?
Oh, tough. This is maybe quick fire as well. I loved Kyogo's goal against Rangers with his left foot. I like that one. Maybe not my favourite, but that comes to mind.
Aye.
Or Jota's one, Jota's one, when he recreates the goal that he's already done, he does the same celebration.
Oh, aye.
That one as well. Aye.
Motherwell, so he did it. Motherwell won it when he came back?
I think so, aye. And then he did it
against,
he recreated one against Rangers as well.
Rangers, aye. Well, see when he scored that first one where he ran into the corner?
Mm-hmm.
So in that picture it's took, Michael's in that picture at the back.
Is he?
Putting his horn out like that to him. I'll need to show you that one day as well. So,
aye.
What does Celtic mean to you then? How is it shaped your life in any way? Would you say that you maybe don't do stuff because Celtic are going to play, or do you your days around the Celtic like that? Aye.
Aye, without sounding really sad, it was literally like I revolve pretty much all my plans are in it. Like as soon as that fixture list comes out, I'm like, I will try and like prioritise games over plans. Obviously, if it's a big event or like I'm on holiday or something, like it's different. But like I purposely booked my holiday this year 2 days after the Scottish Cup final because I was like, I'm not risking not being here in case we happen to make it. So just
are you going to be in the 25th then?
I'm going to be in the aye.
So
Is that you as well? Where are you going?
Done the exact same. If you're going to Turkey, done the exact same, man.
Aye.
Booked I went, whoa, but she went, you're not even at the quarters yet. I said, I know, but just in case we do.
Just in case, I know.
The only thing we get, and she's like, all right, okay. So she changed it.
But just things like that, like, and it's, let's see, during lockdown when we couldn't go, like, even during the summer when the season stops, I miss it. Like, it's just part of your routine. Like, it's that and gigs are my two hobbies. It's the things I enjoy doing the most. So it certainly means a lot to me.
Aye. Obviously, you're saying that you've been gone for over 13 years plus. Have you always sat in the same seat?
No, so when I first got my season ticket, I sat kind of like not exactly on the halfway line, but kind of nearabouts. And then like a season or two after that, there ended up a seat available right behind my sister and my niece and nephew. So I got quite lucky. So now I sit literally a seat behind them. So I sit like North Stand lower, like kind of at the corner flag now. So like boys are like this side and I'm like the other side of the corner flag.
Right. So what would that be, about 145? Is that 145? Oh, wait a minute, because then it goes 101 in there. So
101, aye.
Aye, so it goes 101. That's right, because it goes 140 and then goes 141, 142, and then it goes 10. Aye,
so
so
I've only ever sat in those two seats when I've had my season ticket. So the seat I'm in the now, I've probably been in there for like over 10 years now.
aye. So on saying that, obviously you're sitting beside your family, but people around about you as well. You get to know them. Have you like stuck out friendships with people and things like that? And
aye, like you obviously, like you say, you end up becoming pally with the people you sit next to. Like obviously on first name basis. Like when you break up for the summer, you want to make sure like everybody's been keeping all right. So just wee things like that. And like even like on Saturdays, when a goal goes in, I'm always grabbing the guy sits next to me. He's called Mick, and we're always just jumping on each other every time we score. Like, and he's only sat at that seat for like 5 years, so it's just purely with sitting with someone at the game, you end up like palling. We like to have
the
a
same,
on to each other
obviously.
as well.
Listen, that is it. You need somebody to get your stuff off your chest, because
Aye.
I was in 4-4. Well, I started off in 110 when I built it, and then we moved to when the built the Celtic, we went into 140, and then I was at the other end of the ground with my mate, moved with him, and then we moved to 4-4-4, and then I moved back to 110 for the Stoning section. Literally like 2 rows and 4 seats we were actually sat the first time, and then I just couldn't be bothered with the Stoning section, and I kept trying to get a move. Last 2 seasons I was trying to move it, and eventually got my move this season. And just like you, they were offering me all these mad seats, and I says, no, I'm onto the map, and I've got row G, seat 10, literally monk on that across the aisle. My 2 mates sit 2 rows behind me, and Kevin and that sit but they're sitting in the second row for the front. But I usually just go and sit beside Kevin, because his boy Anton goes and sits beside his mate and all that, and so we always go and just sit there. But it's like you said, like we sit aside a lassie called Cara, and I only started knowing her through football, but it transpires she knew my mate. We sat further back and all that. It's used to be a physio to the football team, and then we'd start talking, you get to know each other, and that's the same. We break up, like you come back, like how's you been and all that, everything all right, and that's it. She's always asking about Suzanne, she's always asking about Chloe, asking about my dog and all that, and people like, what? Sorry, mate, people. But that's it, you just build up a friendship, and that's it. It's just a big part of your life.
Because you've always got one thing in common, that's obviously Celtic, so
that's it.
It's no difficult.
As you said there, I know.
Meet pals.
No, isn't it? As you said there, like, stopping them for the summer, you think, what am I going to do for this period, 6-7 weeks? What am I going to do?
You do, you miss it. You end up
World Cup's
buying
on,
tickets for...
You watch a bit.
Oh, I know.
World Cup's on, it's all right, or the Euros is on, it's all right, but it's not the same. It's just football. It's no Celtic. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm quite excited for Scotland in the World Cup. I can't lie.
We're different this season because we're in it. You know what I mean? Whereas if we're not in it, you're like, put anybody against England, that'll be want anybody to win. You know what I mean? Or you're looking for a player that plays with you in the cup, and I'll support Tunisia, or I'll support whoever else, if somebody's playing with you, Denmark or something, just because you've got a player in that squad, Sweden or something. But that's the madness. Obviously, you're saying that your sister goes to the game with the Wayne. You know what I mean? So obviously it's been passed for your parents down to you, and then we know your sister's passed it to her Wayne, and that's like another generation, and that's the same, man. Chloe's 27, and all of a sudden she's this mad lunatic Celtic fan. I'm like, where has that came from? Suzanne's like, what do you mean where's it came from? She just needs to look at you. You know what I mean? You're just as daft. So, but it's your family, innit? You just want to pass it down to generation and tell them the stories, and you'll be telling obviously the Waynes about your time going to the football and your memories, and that's what it is. It's all about memories and seeing years to come when they've grew up. And if they have a kid and they take them to the game, you're like, I remember that was you. I remember the wee greeting snotty away and it wanting to go home after 15 minutes and all that, and you're like, no, you need to stay and watch them. So
No, it's so good to make memories with them, honestly. And they've been, like my niece and my nephew, they've grown up and just been absolutely spoiled by like just the success that we've had. And this season they're a wee bit like, because we've not been doing as well. Well, you're just spoiled, man. Like honestly, even like I would say I've been quite spoiled with Celtic as well. Maybe no like early 2000. Well, don't know. It just depends. But overall, all I've kind of known has been success.
aye, well, that is it. And in the last 25 years, we've been really, really successful over that period of time. And people, I'm not saying people forget that, but people need to remember it. They need to remember that all the good times and there will be dips. There's peaks, a lot of peaks, and a couple of troughs, but people don't like the dips. They don't like the troughs. They don't like to fall below a certain standard, and it's hard to maintain that all the time as well. But listen, it's not easy being a Celtic fan. If it was, everybody would support you, know what I mean? And the good times and the bad times come, and it's one of the things that it's in you, as you said. You're either born into it. You know what I mean? The club picks you. You don't pick the club, and that's I think that's what happened to me. Like I went to two other teams before I went to the Celtic game. You know what I mean? I got took to Everett, I got took to Clyde game. I'm like, no, I'm like, come to the Celtic game. I went, no, because if it's anything like the two other games I went to, I'm not interested because they were rubbish. You know what I mean? And he's like, you need to come in, and eventually you go, and that's it. And it's just that experience, obviously, like growing up and now seeing it and thinking back. And I love watching all videos. I love watching. Like, I watched a thing called The Big Match, right? So it's English football, and I don't really watch English football, but this is football for like the 70s and 80s, where the pitches were like pure mud baths, and it was real football for me. That's the football I probably watched when I was a wee guy, so I can relate to it. You know what I mean? But there's nothing better than sitting down.
Basically kill each other.
To tackle. That's it. And I love that as well, that watching back Celtic games, like maybe just flicking through something and it's on the telly or something, or I've clicked on something on YouTube, for instance, and it's took a couple of videos in and then it goes highlights of a Celtic game for like 1984 or something. You're like, oh, you're watch that. And before you know it, you're 10 games into watching a season for the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? Somebody's got an old videotape, it's gone like that, and it's come up on the screen and watched it. But this is all things, and it's all stuff that make the team what they are. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And when all the times the last 20 odd years have been really good at doubles, trebles, trebles, quadruple trebles,
Invincibles.
9 in a row. 9 in a row, Invincibles. And just been some great players, some great football getting played. And then we just had a brick wall this season. You know what I mean? Where the point is, you're like, how have we went so bad?
I always say when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's awful.
Aye, and I'm not saying that we're that bad that's the only reason Hearts are winning the league, because it's no fair. Because Hearts they're playing their own game. They're playing what they need to win this league or try to win this league. And it's like Motherwell. We just said it there, Bayface. I said Motherwell probably the best football side of this season. They've been playing really well consistently, and then. But they're still not any further than where we should be. I mean, Hearts are no much half the same what they finished on last season, and they're winning the league with it.
I know.
I mean, we're something like 40 goals shy of where we were this time last season, and 16, 18 points shy. So
for the neutral, it's some season. It's for me, it's not. For you, it's not.
Fan, if you're just a football fan, it's amazing.
It's brilliant for the Scottish game. It is, but Hearts are kind of doing what we've done for years and years. Maybe not yesterday, but they find a way to win. Like, but I think when you actually watch them, they don't play good football. Like, that's what I mean by Motherwell have definitely in the league been playing the best football. So, but it'll be interesting. It's going to be a close title run for sure.
That weekend there was obviously the first weekend that I can think of where they've actually played after us, and there's pressure on them.
Aye.
And you seen there was pressure on them the way they were playing last night. You seen Derek McInnes was the way he was going. You seen his interview after it and all that. He was like moaning, and fair play Kilmarnock, they had a game plan, they stuck to it, and it managed to work. Not any point in my life if somebody turned around and said to me, you'd be cheering on Neil McCann and Billy Dodds to win a game for Kilmarnock. I'd be like, well, what my own what tablets if I took, you know what I mean? So
it's crazy.
But that's what it was like. But we're coming into obviously the tail end of the season. We've got 2 away games yet again, and then we've got a wee break, the winter break, international break. I was going to say winter break, yeah, but
I know, winter break.
International break. So that could come at a really good time for us if we win both our games. And Hearts maybe possibly could drop another point between now and then. So what I would say to people is between now and the split is just keep on their tail, just keep even if it's still the 2 points between now and the split, then it's still the 2 points, because when we go to play them, if we're still 2 points behind them and we manage to beat them, then we go above them, and then it's a different game. They're now chasing us, whereas we've been chasing them, and that's why I say to people, teams below us don't really bother me now, because they're now below us, they're chasing us. We just need to continue doing what we're doing, and as you said there, Hearts have been that mould that we've done the last few years, well, a long time. We used to do that, winning the 89, 91, 92, whatever they had on and all that. And know what? People say, 97th minute winner. Aye, what about it? That's the time you play, the whistle goes. You know what I mean? But I can see, and I've said this, Aberdeen game, before the Aberdeen game, it actually hurt me that we were in a position where if we lost that, we probably win the league. And I was actually...
Every game feels like that now, honestly.
Saying to myself, my God, if we didn't win that Aberdeen game, we were right at it. But now we've pulled that back, we're 2 points behind. I'm like, we could still lose a game and still go and win this. That's how confident I've been again. It's just mad. It's all swings and roundabouts and highs and lows. So, don't know, man. But next, and we've got quite a bit. We've got Jota still to come back. We've got Vickers to come back. Alistair Johnston's to come back. Osmond's to come back. Who else is to come back?
Well, I don't think Ian Achos, his fitness levels up or what, because he's always benched and he never gets brought on.
But even at that, he's an option. He's another option. There's somebody else. There was 5. I can't remember who the other one was.
Are you thinking Micheala?
No. Wouldn't even think there's another one. This is a good thing. He's put his hands up and says,
I know.
It's got to be 5-6 weeks. He's put out the Danish squad. So it's going to be 5 or 6 weeks before he's back in the mould. So that Gene Sinasalo knows that jersey's had for the next 5-6 weeks.
He's
2 games
come in and done
up to.
Fantastic.
What is it? We were singing his praises, and then he goes, he keys that ball to Hatate, and Hatate makes a mistake, and then he scored. And me and a guy like that, I just said he was doing well.
I know.
Just be quiet.
I know. Hatate's surprised me the past few games, to be fair. He's looked a wee bit...
a wee bit more hungrier now.
Wee bit more like his old self.
Is it because he's trying to work his way out now? Or?
Do you know what? See, if it is, it is. So as long as he keeps that up until the end of the season. Because I think every season he's stayed at the club, I've always been quite surprised. He's always been someone that you just assume would have went, but he never has. But is that because there's a lack of clubs that want him or what? I don't really know.
See, so him and Diaz Maida, if they two are on their game, that'll push us forward as well. Arnie Engels, that's the other player I was just about to say that. So Arnie Engels is out as well. So we've got him to come back as well.
McGregor as well. I don't know what's going on with McGregor.
Well, we said it was a recurring injury, but they're saying he should be all right for this weekend. So
that's good.
That's good to see that. And Tierney's coming on to a game now. A lot of people were critical of Kieran Tierney coming back.
He's had a good season, I think.
Well, listen, he's played the majority of the games. You know what I mean? And I think when he's been dropped for as in have a rest, because it's no disrespect to other teams, it's a lesser team that we should beat. So you give him a rest. And we've got strength and depth here. I mean, again, I always say that. I know people, there's some players out there, should they be in a Celtic jersey? Probably no. But while they're playing that jersey, you'll give them your 110% backing. But Tony Ralston wouldn't look at a place for me putting up bricks. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
They're bricky.
And there's other players out there. I know you're saying how they're still hanging about this club and all that. And listen, they've been fortunate enough to be there through the years and enjoy it. But I think Dundee United's the next 2 away games. So it's Dundee United first, I'm sure.
I think so.
Dundee's the Easter Sunday game at 4:30 kickoff or something stupid like that.
I seen
which is
that.
nearly Easter Sunday, trying at 4:30. So
I know.
as long as we win the next 2 games, for me, I'll be happy. Get into the international
Split.
break.
Then it's
and
a
then
split.
that's it. Aye. So that's a big thing in itself. So the split comes in, and we've got Hearts at home, Rangers at home, and I think it'll be Falkirk at home.
The split must be giving the SFA an absolute headache.
Motherwell at home. I think it's Motherwell because we've only played at Falkirk once this season so far.
I think they'll maybe because it's like who plays. What they're going to do with the last game of the season if it goes right down to the wire? They're going to give us like Falkirk away or something. You can see it now.
But that's the thing. So they can't do that because the games need to be put in the new. So your games are there. So your 5 games in the split are out because they can't go, I'll give you 2 the new and see what happens. So what they need to do is, realistically, it could come down to the way it works out. I was saying the other day to one of the boys, imagine we played Hearts the second last game of the season and it was for the title. Know what I mean? And we're at home.
Aye.
And we win that. That means we win the title. They can't catch us. We go 4 points ahead. Nobody can catch us. That'll be absolute bedlam that day. And Hearts are already saying they want more tickets for it because they know that could be a right tight game. So we've got three home, 2 away. So that's how they work it. And one of the games will be a midweek game as well. Because there's always one midweek in the split.
I think first game of the split they'll maybe try and get the Celtic and Rangers game out of the way first. I think they're going to want to get that out the road as soon as they can.
Listen, it'll be what it'll be. And I don't understand how they can say it's easier to police 2,000 people or it's harder to police 500 or something. It was harder to police 700, but it was and I was at the Rangers game there, and the cordons was ridiculous at Ibrox. We had to be there for 10 o'clock. The gates were open at 10:30. I was up to the gates. People were trying to get in. So I had to show my ticket 4 times before I got to the top of the hill. You know what I mean? I had to show my ticket to get out the bit where I was in. They put us into a car park. I had to show my ticket to get out of there, first of all. Cross the road, show my ticket again to a line of police. Walk past him. Steward searched me, showed my ticket. Walk up the hill. Show him my ticket in the wee zigzag bits. Walks round to go into the turnstile and the guy's standing there, can I search you? I went, mate, I've just got by 3 police lines and 2 stewards and you're saying to me, let me search you. But how do you think I've managed to get anything past them?
I know.
Know what I mean?
That's ridiculous.
But then saying that, people still had flares, people still had smoke bombs, people were made their wee half bottles of Magnums or whatever they want to call them. So it was possible, know what I mean? And it was just overkill with the police outside the ground and then inside they didn't. And if you watch videos now, you see it when all the mayhem's happening. The guys, Rangers fans are videoing for the main stand. The police horses are standing up that side bit. Police are on the horses, no moving. Aussie days need to come down there and you'll see people scamper because you know what I get run early tap of a horse.
Aye, I know.
Know what I mean? So absolute madness. But I'm looking forward to it. Next 2 weeks, Dundee will be at both of them away, both games. And hopefully that'll be the make of the season rather than the break it. As I say, pressure's right on Hearts now. We're 2 points behind them. We're shutting down the doors. We've been 9 points behind them twice now.
Aye.
And managed to close that gap.
I think if they don't win the league, it's going to be the biggest bottle job in years, man. It's going to be mental. But
well, you'll not remember the last time they were in a position to win the league where they actually didn't do it either. Love Street, 86.
Aye, no.
You know what I mean? So Dundee scored that day. It was Albert Kidd was the guy's name, and Celtic were playing at Easter Love Street. Sorry, St Mirren. And if you ever get a chance, I don't know if you've ever seen that, but if you get a chance, maybe after this, go and watch it. And they're doing the commentary, and you see the goalies like that, St Mirren goalies like that. What's happening here? Because the Celtic fans are all cheering, he's got the ball. Obviously, it's coming through it. Hearts of Dundee have scored against Hearts, and then the second one, and then places Bedlam, then we're scoring goals rapid. Know what I mean?
I do remember hearing about that.
Aye. But again, I like to go and watch it. I like to go and reminisce and just sit back. And that's how I think Celtic are missing a trick. We're having a 24/7 channel and playing all these games. So that the young generation can then look back and see who these players were. Know what I mean? And watch them. And and get to know the history. And if you watch other clubs, there's like the boot room. Like say Liverpool used to have the boot room, I think it was, where the players would sit in, ex-players, Robbie Fowler and that would sit in there. Celtic should be doing that. We've got enough players. We've got enough ex-players that are running about the club. Simon Donnelly, Tosh McKinley, Tom Boyd. I mean, all these guys running about. And I'm sure guys that are just retired and new would be willing to be getting involved in it and all. You know what I mean? And then you've got old players. I mean, I've been right up the street. Somebody like Bertie Auld in years gone by when the guy was alive, God bless him, would have been amazing at that, telling stories on Celtic TV. You know what I mean?
That would be good.
I think the club are missing a trick with that. But
the board ways to get money they won't spend.
I know. Well, I know. And that's what's killing me, I know, because we brought out really good
I've seen that.
merchandise stuff that I've probably... This is the first season I can ever remember. I've only got the home tap. That's what I've got. And I buy loads of Celtic stuff, and I've got loads of Celtic stuff. I'll get tags on it, still in the bag. Never been worn. But this season, the special stuff came out. I really love Adidas special stuff, and I've got stuff that I don't even wear, and I'm like, I can't even get it. I knew this Adidas Origin stuff with the tricolours on it. St. Paddy's Day. I love that, and I'm like, no, can't get it.
I know. Well,
So,
that Christmas there was, so my nephew's 13 now, and that was his first Christmas not getting anything Celtic, because we're just like, not another penny. Like, you're just done with it at this point. But we'll see what happens in the summer. Hopefully it'll be a wee bit more positive, but that's wishful thinking.
Well, exactly. That's it. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking is between now and the end of the season, we continue the vein of form we're in, keep winning games. It's all about results. There was a guy said, this isn't about results. Well, I think you found out the hard way. Wilfred Nancy, it was about results. You didn't get them, that's why you were out the door. And Martin O'Neill's getting them, and long may you continue getting the results to the end of the season. And hopefully, maybe sitting here in 10 weeks' time, and we're on our way to lifting another trophy, another title.
Potentially a double, which is crazy.
That's it. Considering the season we had, if we win the league, this one will be amazing. If we win it,
it will be. It will be
amazing. One of the sweetest shit.
Well, sure.
Micheala, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, pal. Enjoyed my view there. Just talking about Celtic. That's it. You're welcome. And if anybody is wanting to get involved, just use a wee shout. I mean, this is what it's about. It's always about letting people come on, express themselves, talk about Celtic, talk about the history, what their history was of the club and how they feel. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. Being a Celtic fan isn't about trophies, people say. It is about results, and I always say that. The trophies will come when you get the results. But the results is the most important thing. Club's about family, it's about an identity, community. As we said there, you're meeting new people at every game, meeting new friends. The nights are special under the lights. And whether you're supporting Celtic for Jimmy Johnson, through Henrik Larsson, Mo Bangura, Joe Burgett, or right up to B. Brownie or something like that, or right up to Callum McGregor the day. It's just good to talk about Celtic. And we're keeping the club alive. That's the most important thing, keeping it alive through the stories to the next generations. That's it. Micheala, again, thanks very much. Until the next time, hail, hail. I'll catch you later.
Thanks for having me. See you.
With a 4-leaf clover on my breast, and the green and white upon my chest, it's such a joy for us to see, 'cause they play football, the Celtic